Forgive me, I don't have all my fancy video editing programs like I used to. I used to be an IT guy. I used to do this, I wouldn't say for a living, but in a roundabout way I used to. So I'm going to piece this together the best I can with some apps that I got on my phone. As you can see, I'm a truck driver also. I used to have a website called TruckersEd, and so you might see on my YouTube, not really a hashtag, but I've got a TruckersEd thingy link or description in my username. I've been out here for 20 years, and actually over 20 years. I'm a third generation trucker. My grandpa had his own trucking company. He was in the military. Then when he got out of the military, he became a truck driver. My mother obviously grew up in trucking. She's been driving since she could drive. She taught me how to drive. I don't even remember, when I was like 12 or 14, something like that. Then I started driving over the road, tractor trailer in 1998. I'm over here at UPS. I delivered Amazon last night, but I was out of hours, so I bobtailed out, and I'm hooking to a trailer to take off on my next load, so I ain't got a lot of time. But anyways, and then my dad was in the military. Then he got out of the military and did some other stuff, and then became a truck driver. So it's in my blood, you know. I've been my family's been truckers for a long, long time. So I forgot what I was gonna say. I kind of lost my train of thought, but I just wanted to say I'm gonna put this video together the best I can with what I have to work with. I don't do this a whole lot anymore like I used to, because I just don't have as much time, or maybe even patience. But you know, I am a freedom fighter. I am a 3%er, and I support the Canadians and what they're doing. And from what I understand, I've been following this for a little bit. From what I understand, there's a half dozen to a dozen other countries that are standing up and protesting, and we should follow suit. I understand there was some U.S. drivers that went to the border and assisted the Canadians, and I support that 100%. I also understand that there's a half dozen to a dozen countries out there that are already dropping all this C-19 bullcrap. They're like, we're done. It's behind us now. I mean, who said it? I think Donald Trump did, but I don't remember. Somebody said something about, diseases coming across the border, Mexico, worse than C-19. Well, C-19 is not that bad anyways, but, everybody's paranoid of a bug that has a 99% survival rate. So I don't know what the problem is. I think you have more chances of dying from that thing we're not allowed to talk about, censorship. So that's why we got to speak in code. But anyways, this is my TruckersEd YouTube. If you're watching it on YouTube, I'll try to go back and find my old TruckersEd videos and post them on here. I'm not monetizing any of my stuff, so if you want to support me, I don't know. The only way you can support me is probably go to truckerdate.com and support me there. If you're a business, you can advertise there. I have freebies. And if you're single, then you can mingle. There are, I haven't been able to figure out how to keep all the catfish off of there, and I kind of got IT burnout in 2017. So I don't work on it as much as I used to. I just kind of monitor it. But I have a $5 paywall, and obviously the catfish aren't going to pay to play. So that's the best way to screen out the catfish is a paywall. But anyways, like I said, I'm a driver. I support this message, and we should follow suit. I may not be able to join in, because I'm a company driver, and my company may not allow me to participate. And it is their truck, so I can only do what I can only do. But I can stand behind, promote, and endorse, whatever you want to call it, advertise. I am or I used to be an advertising nut. I don't know if I still own the domain name. I might, but I used to own Obsessive Compulsive Advertising. I would actually start my own campaign to protest, but I'm too ADD. I wouldn't be able to actually make it work. So we need somebody who's more OCD to put it together. And again, I support it. So, but I'm only one in a million out here. And that's another thing. The Canadians military is talking about stepping in and taking action against the truck drivers in Canada and the other people involved as well. Because that's not just truckers, it's farmers as well as everybody else. It's not just truckers. They're calling them the small fringe minority. The small fringe minority is us anti or ex, I can't say the word, the V word, censorship. Gotta love it. Anyways, I'm not anti-V. I'm an ex-V. Like one girl said, I can't remember her name. It starts with a B. Baba, something like that. She goes, the difference between a ex-Veer and an anti-Veer is an anti-Veers are smarter because they've never been V'd. Where us ex-Veers basically woke up, smelt the cookies burning, the cake burning, whatever you want to call it, and decided that we're not going to take it anymore. I've been injected, if you will, in the past because I grew up in the military. I didn't have a choice. I was a kid. I was against my understanding and against my will. And but I didn't know any better. As I got older, I learned, and I'm not 100% against the V's. I endorse maybe 10% of them, but I don't endorse this one that is masquerading as one. But anyways, I practice God's medicine, natural medicine. The Rockefellers and the Rothschilds or whoever, I can't remember exactly. I think it's the Rockefellers. About 100 years ago, came in and started petroleum-based medicine and started poo-pooing natural medicine, which we've been doing for thousands of years. And they're like, oh, that's not science-based. And basically deemed it quackery. So we've been practicing God's medicine, natural medicine, for thousands of years successfully, for the most part. And then for the last 100 years, we just kind of swept that under the carpet and said, oh, we're going to start doing petroleum-based medicine now. Because an oil guru decided that's what we're going to do. That makes a lot of sense. So you got to look through a lot of this hypocrisy and find out what's really going on behind the scenes. And figure out the truth for yourself, which is what I am. I'm a truth seeker. I may not have 100% all the facts. I may not know exactly everything that I'm talking about, but I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty close. So at that, I'm going to hook to this trailer, do my vehicle inspection, get out of here, and I'll piece together something later. Thanks. Bye.
It's important to underline that close to 90% of truckers in this country are vaccinated, like close to 90% of Canadians. Over the past many months and years now, Canadians have stepped up to protect each other, to protect our frontline workers, to protect our elders, to protect our young people, to protect people like truckers who are putting food on our grocery store shelves. Canadians have stepped up to do the right thing to protect the freedoms and the rights of Canadians to get back to the things we love to do. We know the way through this pandemic is by getting everyone vaccinated. And the overwhelming majority, close to 90% of Canadians, have done exactly that. The small fringe minority of people who are on their way to Ottawa or who are holding unacceptable views that they're expressing do not represent the views of Canadians who have been there for each other, who know that following the science and stepping up to protect each other is the best way to continue to ensure our freedoms, our rights, our values as a country.
Yeah, see? Sorry, it's cold out there. I'm too ADD. I already forgot. I was going to say something in the previous clip that I forgot to say. So, the military is getting involved in this so-called small fringe minority, but there's more truck drivers than there are people in the military. And like I said before, this isn't just truck drivers, it's farmers and etc. So, you know, we outnumber them. We don't have to get violent like the other people were saying. Hopefully it doesn't have to come to that. I'm afraid we need a civil war in order to fix all this, but hopefully we don't have to. Anyway, we outnumber them. So, check out the Tiny Dot videos. I think you can still find them on YouTube. It may not be censored. But check out the Tiny Dot videos. The small fringe minority is actually who's controlling us, dictating us, telling us, you know, what we are allowed and what we're not allowed to do. We need to stand up to the small fringe minority, which is at the top. What was the other thing I was going to say? I forgot. See? I can't organize this. But, like I said, I can stand behind it. I can promote it. I can advertise it. So, people are good at organizing things. Let's get this going. I'll pop in when I remember. All right, bye.
Situation benefiting people. What's really going on here?
Well over 1,000 people lining the Trans-Canada Highway outside of Winnipeg in -30 wind chills, protesting what they call government overreach.
Somebody has to stand up for Canada, and the truckers are doing it.
What we'll say is it was fucking cold. Every single shot, people are clinging on to life. Well done doing a truck protest in those conditions, because I don't think I'd be able to get out there. I'll be there with the old logs, building a nice fire.
Nearly $5 million has been fundraised for the convoy online by organizer Tamara Litch.
That's pretty amazing, because that suggests that it is popular, that we're not talking about a minority of people. Isn't that interesting? In a sense, you can see that that's a precondition of keeping people separate, isn't it? So there's few people, some weirdos, and are there mad conspiracy theorists? Well, that don't look like a few mad conspiracy theorists. It looks like a world record record-breaking convoy in the snow.
The convoy is also growing as a political issue, with some Conservative MPs expressing their support.
It's a shame, isn't it, when these issues generally get...
If we were a small fringe minority, why do they feel the need to censor us? Why do they feel the need to shut us down? Why do they feel the need to shut us up? If they weren't afraid of the message that we have to say, why are we being censored? You know, if we were such a small fringe minority, they wouldn't care about what we had to say. We would be nobodies.
Mr. Peckford and I have been talking over the last week, as I mentioned, because he has serious concerns about the policies of the current Canadian government in relationship to the Canadian Charter of Rights, which was established as part of the Constitution Act in the 1980s. And he, as I said in the bio, is the only living minister who participated in that constitutional process and is therefore a unique, let's say, historical and current resource, because he can help illuminate Canadians as to the intent of the people who were instrumental in drafting, writing, and agreeing on all of those fundamentally important accords. So let's start by talking about what concerns are driving you to re-enter the political discussion at the moment.
Well, primarily it is the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, especially those freedoms and rights that are in sections 2, 6, 7, and 15 of the Charter, which I helped craft. And they're freedoms of association, freedoms of expression, religion, conscience, freedom of assembly, freedom of association, that's in section 2. Section 6 is freedom of mobility, the right to travel anywhere in Canada or leave Canada. Section 6 deals with life, liberty, and security of the person. And Section 15 with equality. Every Canadian is equal before the law. As we sit here today, those provisions are being violated by all the governments of Canada, but in particular, in my case right now, the federal government of Canada, and I'm about to launch a lawsuit against the federal government because of these mandates, especially their travel ban.
Oh yeah, one more thing before I take off. I remember one of what I was going to say. Protesting. Now, I may not be able to actually participate in said protest, but I used to be a union driver, and whenever, like I said, I've been driving for over 20 years. When there was protests and strikes and whatnot, there were some protests that I was actually involved in, and some strikes that I was actually involved in. When the truckers striked here in the U.S., so did I. I did not drive those weeks or whatever, days. Like I said, I may or may not, excuse me, I don't know if it's the chemtrails or the chemicals they put in our food and water or drink, but I've been dealing with this thing for a while. It's one of my few issues that I have to deal with. Like I said, I study alternative medicines, natural medicines, God's medicine. And you can find information on that at freefoodandmedicine.org. I put together a not-for-profit deal there where we can network and whatnot. And if I can figure out what this problem is and how to fix it naturally without pharmaceuticals, then I'll do it. So anyways, I think the chemicals are what's causing it in the first place. But, excuse me, dang. I also probably don't drink enough water. Hang on. So, I won't cross a picket line. I won't stand in the way of other drivers protesting. You know, it's like they wanted record companies to come and tow off the truck drivers. Those wreckers need to be operated by truck drivers. Most truck drivers are not going to go against other truck drivers when picketing or striking. They will not interfere. It's been a long time since we had a violent protest, but we don't want to be involved in that, you know. So most of us drivers are not going to get in the way of other drivers protesting, striking, picketing, whatever the case may be. So it's like they call truck drivers to go against other truck drivers and use the wreckers to tow off the truckers. But it takes a trucker to drive a wrecker to tow off a truck. We're not gonna step on each other's toes. Some of us might, but most of us won't. So that's what I wanted to say earlier. I forgot. Basically, you know, I may not be able to join the picket myself, but I'll do what I can to support it, promote it, and participate any way I possibly can. And if that means going home and shutting down for a week, I'll go home and shut down for a week. I'll be like, I'm not going out there. You know, if I got to shut down for 2 weeks, I can afford to shut down for 2 weeks. You know, it'll hurt my paycheck or my pocketbook a little bit, but not as much as all this communist crap that's coming down the pipeline. So, you know, truckers for freedom. Farmers for freedom. See, I'm a trucker, I'm a farmer, I'm an arborist, IT guy, aromatherapy, herbology, all that stuff. So, I'm not just a trucker. I'm a farmer for freedom. I'm an arborist for freedom. I'm an herbologist for freedom. I also used to be a nurse. So you might say I'm a nurse. Well, I'm an ex-nurse for freedom. You know, all this crap they're doing at the hospitals. Firing people. You know, they're trying to force their agenda by getting rid of us who don't agree with the agenda. And then when they get rid of the people who don't agree with them, then they say, oh, we're in the minority or we're in the majority. No, you silenced the majority the best you could so that you can be the majority as far as what we hear. But individuals are starting to speak out. Individuals are speaking up and speaking out. And so here I am joining the party. So speak up, speak out. All we want is our freedoms back. You know, this New World Order stuff, it's getting old. It's ridiculous. You know, what do people with money and power want? More money and power. We, the people, we just want our freedoms and our liberties back. That's it. You know, we want to live in peace. You know, like our founding fathers said, give us liberty or give us death. I'm willing to die for my freedom. So, what are we going to do about it?
All right, big news, big news. The GoFundMe has been suspended. They caved to political pressure, and you know there was a lot of pressure from the powers that ought not to be to shut down the GoFundMe. Anybody that did send it, by the way, it was over $10 million when it got frozen. It's unbelievable. I think there's going to be massive boycotts now against GoFundMe. So if you donated to GoFundMe, you can apply for a refund by February 19th. The details are right on their site. There are other ways to help. The truckers already got $1 million out of that. And they also have an e-transfer set up. But as far as I know, like just over half of people viewing my videos are here in Canada, and a big chunk of the other half is from the US. And I know a lot of US viewers were supporting, but you can't e-transfer to us, and we can't e-transfer to you. So they do have an e-transfer email address set up for Canadians to send whatever they'd like to donate, and then it just bypasses GoFundMe and all these the third parties, basically. They also have a Facebook group, so I'm going to put that link in the description below so you can follow along and you can see if there's other ways to help, and you can ask questions there as well. I mean, I can't really see any other way to do it. Like, I don't want to get involved on the financial side of things. I know people have offered to send me money. I mean, I don't want your money. I have a buy me a coffee button on my homepage here on YouTube. You can always do that, but I'm not looking for cash. I would rather support the truckers. You know, maybe I'll sell shirts or t-shirts or something and then give the proceeds to the truckers through e-transfer, because I can e-transfer. So if the money's in my account, I can send it to them. I don't know. Well, maybe we'll figure something out, but I had to let you guys know this for now. We want to do everything we can to make sure those guys have food and supplies. By the way, one thing you won't see on the mainstream news is the truckers were out there feeding the homeless in the streets in Ottawa. So, I mean, they're doing such amazing things there, not just standing up for our rights and freedoms. So we need to support them any way we can, but I had to let you guys know this is breaking news, and it was just frozen this afternoon, and you know that Trudeau is smiling from ear to ear right now. So are the few detractors out there who pressured GoFundMe. So, you know, I think we need to show GoFundMe that cancel culture is very real, and they're about to be canceled.
Yeah.
Do you own your home in Kentucky but still rent your like?
All right, we don't care about that. Let's see. Oh man, that was quick. All right. Last but not least, I'll go ahead and promote myself. I don't normally do this because I don't know why. But anyways, I'm not as much of a businessman as I used to be. But I still have some stuff going on because I'm still pretty much an entrepreneur. Or at least, you know, entrepreneur minded. So, like I said, I don't monetize my stuff. I don't want to give Google any more money than I have to. But I still got a lot of things in the background. I still own most of the domain names that I used to run. I just don't really utilize them as much as I was, and maybe I will again in the future. I hope that maybe I will again in the future, and that's why I hang on to them. But like I said, I am a 3%er. I am a freedom fighter. So a lot of what I do is surrounded around that right now. I've got an off-grid organic farm and retreat that I was working on, but it kind of was a wash because most people who come to it are lazy and don't want to work. You know, they just act like they're on vacation while I have to do the work and pay the bills. So I kind of scrapped that for now, but if I find some people who actually are interested in doing something, not just talking about doing something, they're actually willing to follow through. That's the problem with most people in this world. It seems like society has following through issues. It's like I saw a video recently where this woman was saying, she gets on these date lines and she finds guys that she legitimately likes. But when it boils down to going out on a date with them, she's like, it's just too much work. And I don't really want to get out. I don't really want to do it. It's like, why are you bothering to get on a date line if you're not going to bother to go out on a date with the people that you like? I mean, it's that bad, it's really bad out there, and you just can't rely on anybody anymore, it seems like. But most of what I do is 3%er based, and so I was working on a survivalist community where we're going to grow our own food and medicine, and try to produce our own utilities and whatnot. And, basically a community type of a setup, networking with other communities within the community. But I can't find reliable people. So if you're interested in that and you're actually reliable and a follow-through person, look me up for that. The website I have for that right now is davidanddavid.com, all spelled out. Although I'm looking at rebranding myself because one David never ended up joining us, and the other David is smart, but he doesn't follow through. That's my dispatch. Actions speak louder than words. Hang on a second. I gave them that pickup number and they said it was no good. Anyways, they're always giving me the wrong pickup numbers. Anyhow, if you're into aromatherapy, I've got oilsoftheearth.com. I've been doing aromatherapy since 1996, I think it was. And I found the people that I get most of my product from in 2002, 2003. So I've been doing this for a minute. My mom just retired from the railroad, and she says she's going to help me. We'll see. Anyways, so you can check out oilsoftheearth.com. Where's my phone? Oh. Hello. Oh, hang on. Hello.
Yes.
All right, that was my dispatch. I recently figured out how to pause the video while recording. That's pretty cool. I think it's a new feature. But anyways, so I've got those. And one of my other pet peeves is feminism. Feminism started out as a good thing. But then the Rockefellers got a hold of it, just like they did, the medical industry and other things that they destroyed, like our education system. And basically, first wave feminism was great, But then, like I said, the oil gurus and the New World Order thinking people got a hold of it and started destroying it. And now it's just toxic. It's not even feminism anymore. It's misandry. So I got another website that I promote. It's called girlsforgenderequality.com. And what I do is I seek out the women who are for true feminism and true equality between the sexes or genders, and I promote them. So if you know anyone who is in that category, I'm pulling a blank right now, but I can just look it up real quick. But there's a bunch of them. I got like 40 women on there. Oh man, I got so much on my mind right now. I can't even think of their names. Flamingo is one of them. I think her name's Janet. Girlsforgenderequality.com. So I have Alexandra Lenz, Ann Cutler, although she may not be the best example, but she's one of them. Oh yeah, Brittany Sellner, or Pettibone. I like her. She's awesome. Camille, I can't pronounce her last name. Candace Owens, Cassie J, Chloe Sanderlin. She's a little out there, but you know, she's on the same page, so to speak. Christy O'Misty. You know, there's a whole bunch of them. Erin Peasy, she was one of the first. You know, I got a whole bunch of them on here. Let's see, Flamingo. Janice Filmingo. She's awesome. I love her. Tommy Laren, I'm debating on taking her off of the website, but I have hope for her, so I'm going to leave her on there for now. You know, and a few others, you know, so if you know anybody who fits these categories, then let me know, and I'll put them on the website as soon as I get time. So that's another red pill, black pill, freedom fighter thing that I do. And then, hang on, what is he saying? Oh, okay. He's still looking for my load number. I got it wrong. They're always giving me wrong load numbers, pickup numbers. And another way to support me is if you want to buy a domain name through me. KCLAhosting.com. That's short for Kansas City, Los Angeles hosting. So my former business partner was in LA, and I'm from Kansas City. And so we came up with KCLA. Now, KCLA was taken because of a radio station in California. So we ended up going with KCLAI we was going to incorporate, but I ended up doing an LLC instead. So I have KCLAI.com, KCLAmanagement.com, and KCLAhosting.com. So if you need a domain name, you need hosting, go to KCLAhosting.com, and you can, you know, buy it through me. If you need web development, go to KCLAI or KCLAinternational.com, and you can find my IT business partners who are still running the IT business. I just pretty much do background stuff now. But they pretty much are the front runners for me now. I don't do a lot of the dealing with the public anymore on the IT business. So you can contact Terry or Jamie. Both of them are great. Jamie was one of those Silicon Valley guys, and he is like a Biamacoidal. He is brilliant. Unfortunately, he's kind of liberal, but you know, I look past that because he's an IT genius, you know. And Terry is more conservative. So, you know, we got both sides in our business. So if you're more liberal and you want to support the more liberal side of our business, contact Jamie. If you're more conservative and want to support the conservative side of our business, contact Terry. So, me, I'm more independent. I'm more neutral. I used to identify as being liberal until liberalism became communism. And now I identify as more conservative. But, let me back up. I can back up. Let me get out of this. Okay, she's got it. So anyways, yeah, I'm not looking for money. I'm just trying to promote freedom and liberty. So, but like I said, if you want to support me, those are a few good ways. Check out freefoodandmedicine.org. It's free. And let me pull up a little bit. Oh, crap. Turn my truck up. Okay, never mind. I don't need to pull up. But I'll do it anyway. Try to be a team player. So, alright. Anyways. I guess that's it. You know, teamwork makes the dream work. United we stand, divided we fall. So, alright, I guess that's it. I'll piece together the video later. And hopefully, you know, we can make things happen. But we can't just keep sitting on the sidelines and watching things happen. We got to actually get out there and make things happen. Otherwise, other people are going to dictate our future. And that's not always a good thing. All right, bye.